Good evening. The city, at the heart of a public health crisis in China, is shutting its public transport network to try to prevent the spread of a virus that's already infected hundreds of people. As millions across the country prepare to travel for the Lunar New Year celebrations, the coronavirus has already claimed the lives of 17 people, but the number is expected to rise sharply. Now, the virus was first detected in the city of Wuhan at the end of last year, and that's where the majority of cases have been reported. A handful have since been detected in other parts of Asia, and last night the first case in the United States was confirmed. The main symptoms of the virus include breathing difficulties, fever and coughing. But in vulnerable people, especially among the elderly, it can lead to organ failure, pneumonia and death. There's no treatment, so prevention is a top priority. Our medical correspondent Fergus Walsh has more details.
This is the epicentre of the outbreak. Hospitals in Wuhan are overwhelmed. More than a dozen health workers have been infected, so medical staff have started wearing full protective suits. Now, in a dramatic attempt to slow the virus spreading, the city's entire public transport system is being shut down. Within hours, all flights will be grounded, all trains and bus stations closed. Residents are being urged to stay put. Wuhan has a population of 11 million people, more than live in Greater London. Wuhan International Airport handles over 24 million passengers a year, with direct flights to London, Paris, Dubai and other cities around the world. The last flight out of Wuhan for the UK landed at Heathrow this evening. Passengers were met by health officials after they left the plane.
So there was no screening at Wuhan and there was no screening as I've landed. We were given a leaflet in English saying if you've experienced symptoms, call NHS Direct. That was from Public Health England. It was quite sparse, the leaflet, but I've not had the temperature checked. I wasn't questioned at passport control.
But further spread of the virus is inevitable. Thousands of Wuhan residents have already left the city for the Lunar New Year holiday, and 400 million people across China will travel this week. One positive, the virus appears less aggressive than the 2002 SARS outbreak, which killed nearly 800 people.
This virus, it appears that a significant proportion of cases actually have milder disease. They do have symptoms, they have fever, they feel poorly, but the symptoms are quite non-specific, like flu, for instance. So that may pose a challenge in terms of rapidly identifying cases, though it's good news from the point of view of this may not be quite as lethal as SARS was.
But there are still so many unknowns. The World Health Organization has delayed a decision until tomorrow about whether to declare a global health emergency.
The decision about whether or not to declare a public health emergency of international concern is one I take extremely seriously, and one I'm only prepared to make with appropriate consideration of all the evidence.
China has been widely praised for its swift and open response to the new virus. The world's most populous country is taking no chances. Fergus Walsh, BBC News.